To the next match because it features a home player. Nozomi OKUHARA, last year's world champion and former winner of the Japan Open title. That was 3 years ago. She's up against the left-handed Carolina Marin of Spain, the reigning world and Olympic champion and defending champion here. And of course, well, there are some Spanish fans here. That's wonderful to see. When we see the order of play, we can see that the first 2 finals won by home players. Can Nozomi OKUHARA make it 3 titles for Japan here at the Japan Open? That would be remarkable, wouldn't it? Finish with men's doubles, of course, after this, what I believe will be a very interesting and exciting women's singles final. So when we think about the race to Guangzhou on the women's singles, it's one of the few events on the HSBC race to Guangzhou where we have most of the top players in the world. 9 of the top 10 have contested an HSBC BWF World Tour final this year. The only exception, Michelle Lee of Canada at 7. But Carolina Marin isn't even on that list. She's at number 15. But if she wins today, she'll go up 9 places to number 6. And if she's beaten in the final, she still enters the top 10. And I think she'll go to number 8. Nozomi OKUHARA could go up to number 4 if she were to win. But if she doesn't, she'll still go up to number 6. So as far as the women's singles draw is concerned, well, from quarterfinal stage we had 3 Chinese players and 3 Japanese pairs, which meant that only 4 different nations were represented. But we had 3 former champions at quarterfinal stage: OKUHARA, Marin, and of course Yamaguchi, the number 2 seed, who lost to Chen Yufei in the quarterfinal stage. So in the top half of the draw, in the semi-final, it was an all-Japanese battle, but we have a dream matchup: a former world champion against the current world champion in the women's singles final. And of course it's an opportunity for Japan to win 3 titles in the same World Tour event. Now I can tell you it only happened once at Super Series level, and that was in the Australian Open last year, when OKUHARA won the women's singles, Kimura and Sonoda the men's doubles, and the women's doubles by Matsumoto and Takahashi. It's happened once this year with Japanese players winning 3 titles in the same tournament, and that was in the Thailand Super 500 event. So a chance for Nozomi OKUHARA to regain the title that she won here 3 years ago, making her 6th appearance here at her home event. And she does look a little nervous to me. Already perspiring heavily, because on the warm-up courts and in the warm-up area, they will have been going through some vigorous exercise ready for the start of the match. Carolina Marin, the left-hander from Spain, won the title here a year ago, beating He Bingjiao of China. So, as I was talking about how she could go into the top 10 on the race to Guangzhou list, she, of course, will get an invitation to the World Tour finals anyway, as reigning world champion. But considering OKUHARA is the 3rd Japanese player on the list, and only 2 players per nation allowed in the World Tour finals, she will be very anxious not only to regain her title, but move herself up that qualifying list for the World Tour finals. So this is the 10th meeting between the two players, and of the previous 9, Nozomi OKUHARA has won 6 of them, including the last 2. Last time they played was in the quarter-final of the World Championships in Glasgow last year. It was 3 games, and it was 1 hour and 33 minutes in duration. An absolute marathon match at the quarter-final stage before Nozomi OKUHARA went on to take the gold medal at the World Championships. Now, Steen, I wasn't paying attention there. Who chose ends?
OKUHARA chose ends. I have no idea, Jill. You know I don't pay attention to that stuff.
So that is the magnificent trophy that they are playing for. OKUHARA, the number 8 seed this year, born in Nagano, which itself is an Olympic city, hosted the Winter Olympic Games in 1998, has been as high as a 3 and has always played well here at her home tournament. Olympic bronze medalist, Olympic World Championship gold medalist last year, and she's won all of her matches in 2 straight games. Sadly, in the first round, Chang Yi from Hong Kong had to retire in the second game. But the interesting thing is she hasn't played against a seeded player on her way through to today's final. The left-handed Aya Okori, her teammate in the semi-final, and I can't help but wonder if that's good preparation for playing the left-handed Carolina Marin today. 25-year-old from Huelva in Spain has spent a total of 66 weeks as world number 1. A 4th appearance here, and she of course won the Olympic gold medal in Rio, beating PV Sindhu in 3 thrilling games. And last month she won her 3rd gold medal at the World Championships, and that is a record. Only time she went to 3 games was in the second round against the silver medalist from the 2016 World Junior Championships, Pornpui Chuchuwong, and that was just shy of the hour mark. The number 4 seed Ratchanok Intanon in the semi-final, and the number 5 seed Chen Ufei in the semi-final yesterday. Did I say semi-final for Ratchanok? Well, of course I meant quarter-final. So, for this lady, she's already won a title this year. That was the Thailand Open Super 500 event. And remarkably, as we look at our court officials for this is Carolina Marin's first ever World Tour tournament final. Of course, the World Tour only came into existence this year, and of course, under the old system, the Super Series, she was in 10 Super Series tournament finals, winning 6 of them. But since the inception of the HSBC BWF World Tour, she is contesting a first final today. So this is the tradition of OKUHARA. Stands at the court, talks to herself, then a deep bow before she enters the court. And before play gets underway, she will give a little bow to all 4 corners of the court, all the court officials.
OKUHARA. Ladies and gentlemen, am I right? Carolina Marin, Spain. And on my left, Nozomi OKUHARA, Japan. Carolina Marin to serve, love all, play.
So the defending champion, the reigning world and Olympic champion, Carolina Marin.
OKUHARA, no point, right?
Gets this final underway against the former world champion, Nozomi OKUHARA. Steen, you watched this ladies' semi-final yesterday against OKUHARA. When we were on the way down to the stadium today, you were telling me how focused OKUHARA was. I didn't actually see the match.
She was looking really, really focused. Determination in her eyes.
Service over, 1-all.
This almost always happens when you play players from your own country, because you definitely don't want to lose to them.
Yeah.
If you're going to lose, you'd rather lose to an international player.
2-1.
Good net shot. And I'm not sure, Steen, how much we can read into the last meeting last year in the quarterfinal of the World Championships. I know that's going to sound a stupid thing to say, but you have talked about the fact that Carolina Marin, after the Olympic Games, when she had achieved the goals that she had set herself since she was a young girl, then lost her way a little bit in her focus and so on. And I thought last month at the World Championships, I thought Carolina Marin was back to her very best. In fact, maybe even faster than she was at the Olympic Games.
I don't think she was fast. I still think the Olympic Games was the peak point, but she was definitely fast enough, and faster than we've seen her for a while. I think that the match in Glasgow against OKUHARA, I've seen it a number of times. There was a call at I think it was 14-all or something in the third game that went against MARIN, and they were playing on court 2. There were no Hawkeye, so not possible to challenge anything. That was decisive for the match. I think actually MARIN was in really good shape there as well, but so was OKUHARA, who of course went on to win. But she's a head-to-head lead over MARIN, and I think it's going to be an interesting match. I have OKUHARA as a slight favorite to win it. I think we have two players that are really hungry, both of them. MARIN, that's not enough. That World Championship title, that's not enough. She's suffered for 1.5 years after the Olympics, where the game has gotten worse and worse, and tried to gear up for the World Championships. The game was there. She was a little bit unlucky. She wants to win. I think we're pretty much at a 2015 level in terms of hunger to play badminton. And I also think that's the case for Nozomi OKUHARA. Last year at this event, she injured her knee, and that cost her the year-end finale and rehab and all those things that follow. And I'm not sure that she has been at her best yet in 2018.
No. Because of course a year ago, OKUHARA gave a walkover to Carolina Marin in the semi-final stage because of that knee injury. Just a question of motivation and desire, Steen. I mean, we talked extensively yesterday when Victor Axelsen was playing against Momota about matchups and how Momota's game is a real problem for Axelsen. And I'm looking at these two players, and I'm just wondering what your take is on their their styles and whether there's the way they play favours one player rather than another.
5-all.
Yeah, I think that there is some matchup issues. Marin, she can, when she's at her best, she can steamroll almost any other opponent because she plays so fast. But she's playing a fast player as well.
Yeah.
And when Nozomi OKUHARA has her defense going and is at top speed, she can cope with Marin's defense. And the thing is that she's got a lot of deceptive shots herself that can spell trouble for Marin. So it's so interesting, that sort of triangle with OKUHARA, Sindhu and Marin, where Sindhu, when she plays against Marin, she's facing a player that's really good at the same thing that she is herself, and she normally loses those matchups if they both are at their best. But Sindhu's got a little bit better retrieval ability, so she spells trouble for OKUHARA because of her attack. Her angle comes down from 2.5 meters or so when she hits, and she's capable of withstanding the technical attack of Nozomi OKUHARA. And then I think OKUHARA will be able to challenge Marin in terms of mobility and ability to withstand deceptions. So it's going to be really interesting to follow the proceeding. I think some of it started back in World Tour finales in 2015, where I think Marin lost twice within a week to Nozomi OKUHARA without really being close to winning. That sort of gave a lot of respect.
It's gone long.
9-6.
Actually, quite a bit long. The interesting thing was whether the previous shot was too short from OKUHARA, so that Marin should have attacked. That's a good shot.
7-10.
Not full pace.
So there's nothing to feed off.
Nothing to feed off, and staying in balance, so she was able to continue.
OKUHARA.
Oh, goodness me.
And the server is ready, receiver should be ready. No, you play. No delay. Play.
Going wide.
Yeah.
Thought she was going to play it for a moment. Full-time European champion.
Championships that
well taken. Well taken.
11-8.
And to the mid-game interval with a 3-point advantage. Nozomi OKUHARA. Yeah, wasn't such a bad neck shot from MARIN either. 10 minutes into the match. Sorry, Steen, I interrupted you there. You were saying about the last tournaments that...
The last 9 championships MARIN has played, she's won 8. 4 Europeans, 3 Worlds, 1 Olympic, and the only one that she's lost to is the woman in the picture here.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
So by championships, we're talking majors.
Europeans, World Championships, Olympics.
Yeah. That's a great start. Oh, goodness. We talk in sport about big tournament players. And the other one who I think is a big tournament player is PV Sindhu.
Yeah. She's contested the last 5 majors in terms of championships, been in the final of all.
Play.
That's well taken.
Yeah, good follow-up.
You know her coach, Fernando Rivas, very well, don't you, Steen? Do you have any inkling of what he would have said to her in that mid-game interval?
No, I really haven't. But they have. I know they have an extensive video library on all the opponents. So probably just reiterating what the overall game plan was from the beginning. I don't think we've seen anything that sort of warrants any change to what they initially came out with.
Change of serve out wide. May have lost the point, but I like that.
Yeah, and maybe attacking a little bit more. MARIN is playing with the drift, which makes it difficult for OKUHARA to get the correct length. So if you're a little bit in doubt, play downwards. Otherwise, you might put it long on the baseline. Try to put pressure on your opponent if you can. Yeah, well played. That was a little bit too short, the lift from OKUHARA, but if MARIN had played another clear, she would have been in big danger, in my opinion, of putting it long.
Carolina, do not raise your fist towards your opponent. Do not raise your fist towards your opponent. Right.
Don't raise your fist towards your opponent. That's seen as an aggressive and unsportsmanlike gesture.
Yeah.
That is a fabulous shot.
Well,
you can tell when Carolina MARIN is playing well because she's got a very purposeful walk in between rallies.
Yeah, you don't even have to look for it. You can just close your eyes and listen.
Yeah.
And then you will know whether she's playing well or not.
Yes, the verbal celebration after a rally she wins. Probably closer to the line than she had wanted to play that, OKUHARA.
13-12.
Definitely in there.
14, 12.
It's a good clear.
Yeah, fantastic clear.
Yeah.
Really well constructed rally from Okuhara.
15,
Paying
12.
a lot of shots to Marin's forehand side, and that eventually opened up the backhand side for the real target, in my opinion.
Well, she's opened up a 3-point cushion here. Here's Fernando Rivas, Dr. Fernando Rivas now. About 10 days ago now
Play.
he got his doctorate, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That's well right, that's a careless error.
Service over, 13, 15.
Good job.
A terrific follow-up.
14, 15. Wipe the court, please. Wipe the court.
Good shot there. Not too much pace. Much more difficult for Okuhara to control than a fast-paced smash.
Wipe. Okay, thank you. Please do not kick your setter. Do not kick your setter.
Oh, well, the umpire telling Marin not to kick the shuttle. She kicked the shuttle because she didn't actually have a racket in her hand, and she was trying to get the shuttle out of the way of where the court needed to be mopped. She should indeed have bent down and picked up the shuttle.
Play.
Challenge from Okuhara.
Nozomi OKUHARA challengers called out.
What was your thoughts? Just wide?
Yeah, I think it's wide.
Yeah, me too. Oh no, it's in. Steve, we're getting worse again.
Correction in. Service over. 16, 14. Play.
It's cover. Very, very nice. Totally deceived Okuhara. She was expecting the net shot and a little hold and flick over her head.
Service over. 15, 16.
level.
Strong comeback in these two rallies after that challenge.
Service over, 17-16.
She was ready for it.
Yeah.
Okuhara.
18-16.
It was perfect placement too, wasn't it?
Carolina, give the shuttle protocol. Nineteen, 16.
Sensational. Smash straight down her opponent's forehand side.
19.
She knew it was good, and therefore the only possible reply was straight. Let's look at that final shot.
And she got a lot of angle on the smash as well.
Yeah. That's a good shot too. Yeah, outmaneuvered in the end.
Very nice play,
18,
patient play,
19.
making the chance
Quick one, quick towel.
bigger with every shot.
Down court. Okuhara.
Well, Okuhara was allowed to towel down. Carolina Marin made a
Play.
point of staying on court. Send a message to the umpire that she's ready to play.
Hold.
Yeah, and she's back level. 19 all.
19. All.
Goodness me, that's good. Oh, and that's even
Amazing
better.
play.
On a run of 4 straight points,
20.
Carolina
Game
Marin
point. 19.
has earned herself a game point opportunity. And again, the straight smash, steep straight down the forehand side of Okuhara.
First game
And the
won
quick
by
follow-up from the
Carolina
left-handed
Marin,
Carolina Marin to finish
21-19.
off the rally. Look at this. Knew exactly where the reply was going to come. And she was quick enough and determined enough to get there and finish it off. So the opening game on a run of 5 straight points. 21-19 in 25 minutes to last year's champion, Caroline MARIN.
Exactly that kill we saw finishing the first game. That was what was missing for so long time since the Olympic final. MARIN didn't get the opportunities, sort of finished, didn't kill it at the net. She gave too many chances away. That was a strong comeback from 16-19 down.
And I felt, I have to say, after that long rally where Okuhara asked to towel down and MARIN stayed on court, and I just felt that sent a huge message.
Of course, MARIN, she's been back in Madrid practicing, whilst Okuhara have been in Jakarta playing Asian Games. So she should have the advantage in that department.
20 seconds.
I mean, when you stand in a final like this, you tend to forget about eventual fatigue.
Yeah.
But there's one that doesn't forget, and that's the back of your brain. It knows exactly what you've got to work with, how much there's left in the tank, and it seemed like also concentration-wise, I don't know if she felt that 1916, this is going to go my way, and if you lose concentration,
Yeah.
it's dangerous.
Second
Took the
game.
foot off the pedal.
Yeah.
La ball. Play.
Well left. I thought in the 2-minute timeout also, Steen, that Choi Sung-bum, Nozomi Okuhara's coach, and her club coach, Yu Hiroyama, I thought they were looking a little bit concerned.
Yeah.
He was crouching over her, sort of almost saying, you know, are you all right? Or, come on, you have to keep fighting, rather than tactical advice. Of course, I haven't a clue what they said, but the whole body language was concerning to me.
And there's also, that's another thing. I mean, playing on home soil, everybody thinks it's just magnificent to play on home soil, but there's a lot more stress on the players, not only in terms of they want to win, but there's probably some hospitality arrangements. Everybody wants a little piece of you, and it's all going to happen whilst the tournament is on, that everybody wants to talk to you.
Yeah.
Now there's several players to share that burden in Japan, but still it can be a disturbance compared to when you're abroad, and when you're playing, and when you finish playing, you're pretty much recovering and preparing for the next match.
That's a wonderfully accurate smash straight down the line from Okuhara. Watch this. Just inside the line.
One of the interesting things here is to see if MARIN can get the correct length on her shot. Playing a little bit up against the drift. It's not that much, the drift, but it's still there. And I noticed in this rally she played 2 shots in a row that were too short. That gives better working conditions for Okuhara.
It's going wide. Oh, she's taken it.
Look at the feet of Okuhara, where they're landing. She hasn't been near the first back line. She's playing way too short, Marin. I talked to her yesterday after her match, and she said the shuttles here, they were incredibly slow. So that is totally in line with what we've seen throughout the week, that it is slow playing conditions. Not only is it a big hall, but if you also play with slow shuttles, then it becomes difficult. And she was feeling the strain on her arm, and I mean, Marin, she's strong. So if she feels that it's tough, then imagine how others experience it.
What happened there? Oh no, she's all right. I thought for a moment she had injured herself.
It was a fantastic shot.
Thank you.
Couldn't get there.
Yeah, no, she just couldn't read it. I thought initially maybe her ankle had gone, but no, just totally deceived.
Service over, 3-4. All.
Good backhand to get herself out of trouble, Okuhara. I didn't think she had any chance of attempting to clear it. And it wasn't particularly deep, but I think Marin had expected the drop shot, and therefore she was late to go back. Hence why she made the error.
And it also got full arm, that smash, and that's not the key in slow conditions. You tend to go too much for it. Great rally for Okuhara. She withstood the Spanish attack.
6-4.
It's 2 rallies now in a row where she's survived critical situations, and that could become crucial as the match progresses.
Late.
So clearly.
7-4.
Oh, clearly in plumb on the line.
MARIN challengers goal out.
Indeed, it was out.
Challenge unsuccessful. 1 challenge remaining. 8-4. Play.
It's gone wide as well. 5 straight points. 4 all.
9-4.
Good rally.
Service over. 5-9.
Yeah, made to move and scamper the full diagonal of the court.
Players on court. Play.
It's going to depend on whether Marin can maintain good length on her shot to the back court. Last two shots, look at Okuhara's feet. If we can see, we can't see them, but the last two shots were long enough. Her left foot, when she finished her stroke movement, was touching the first back line. Very often in the beginning of the rallies, it's difficult to get the correct length.
7-9.
That was the sidelining question. Can't tell from that angle.
Court, please. Wipe the court, please. Service over. 10-7. Thank you.
It's always more springing step when you're ahead in a game.
Yeah.
Play.
Missed it.
Service over.
Little throw of the racket
10.
there from OKUHARA.
Yes, a sign of her frustration at missing that.
Yeah. The schedule this summer with Malaysia Open, Indonesia Open, Thailand Open, World Championships, Asian Games team, Asian Games individual is about to take its toll on OKUHARA.
Well,
11-9 double.
I think you might be right, but having said that, she's got a 2-point advantage at the mid-game interval.
Yeah, right, Joe. It's not certain at all that Marin can capitalize on it. Also, just a strange feeling that you know that she got injured here last year after she won the World Championships. Worked really hard against Sindhu in the final.
20 seconds. 20 seconds.
Yes, and I think the problem was, following on from the World Championships as far as Okuhara was concerned, the Korean Open was the week before the Japan Open, and they had very slow shuttles there, and she played against PV Sindhu in the final of the Korean Open last year, and I think that accumulation of the World Championships, the Korean Open, and then coming here, and her knee,
to do well.
11,
yes, and her knee basically,
9.
I mean, gave out on her.
Yeah.
I certainly hope that the accumulation of play this year that you've just talked about is not going to cause an injury problem for Nozomi Okuhara. Yes, if she runs out of steam physically because of the a number of tournaments she's played, well, you know, that would be unfortunate from her point of view, but we certainly don't want to see another injury.
Service over. 10, 11.
That's exactly what I was thinking. There's 2 points of success for Okuhara here. Of course, if she can win the tournament, that would be fantastic. But even if she should not be able to win it, then at least get through it without any injuries, because I think it's a dangerous time for a lot of the players that have played a lot over the summer.
Yeah. They're woefully short from MARIN.
Service over. 12, 11.
Middle of the court, was it?
Yeah.
Short again. But there's these mistakes that are coming from Okuhara, and the way I recall it when she was at her best.
Just wait a minute, Steen.
That shot before the land which has given is different. I think the world. Yeah, sure. No problem.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but Carolina Marin just called over by the umpire. Don't call before the line judge has made the decision on the line call. Sorry, Steen, carry on.
Yeah. Where was I now? Oh yeah, the mistakes. I don't recall her making that many mistakes when she's at her absolute best. Sure.
Now, Steen, was that one of too much shoulder movement? You talked earlier, and I wasn't quite sure what you meant. You said that using a full shoulder swing on smashes is not the way to do it in slow conditions. Do you need to snap the racket head over more?
Yes, the racket's got to do the work, because the extra power won't help you a lot here. It's the angle that is going to do the trick.
Yeah.
It also doesn't cost you a whole lot of energy.
Service over.
It's great disguise.
13, all.
Yeah, I just suddenly saw it on that previous rally, what you had been referring to.
Thank you. Carolina. Play.
She was trying to snap
That was the
over.
short movement, yeah.
That's over. 14, 13.
well left.
She looks a little concerned every time she leaves a shot, Marin. It seems like she doesn't really feel comfortable where the lines are. That was quite a bit long. That was a good opportunity for Okuhara.
15-14.
And I feel this might be a turning point in this second game. I think Marin is maybe on a bit of a roll here, so Okuhara has to dig really deep right now.
It's a point, but it's a lucky point for Okuhara. It's something that occurs out of virtually nothing. It's not something that she's set up herself, and that's where I sense that it's she's on thin ice at the moment. Fantastic rally for Okuhara here, because that will sort of entice Marin to be a little bit more cautious and play even shorter.
Service over, 16-all.
What was the lead that Okuhara had earlier in this game? Was it 4 or 5 points?
Well, she was certainly 10-7 up.
Yeah.
She was 9-4 up.
Yeah, that's right.
Hold.
Yeah.
It's so good to see Marin back with the killer instinct on the front court.
16.
Why did it stop? Was it?
If you don't practice it, it's going away. And I mean,
well, why would she have stopped practicing it?
Because you want to develop your playing style and get some more deceptions in, play a better basic game, and sometimes you go a little bit too much across that line and sort of leave your strengths unpracticed, and then they're not your strength anymore.
No.
Defense.
Oh, that's wild.
Service over, 17-all.
Oh, it's gone long.
Some flashlights.
Yeah. We could clearly see them. I'm not sure the umpire did. Well, there's calling for the tournament referee to make an announcement about using a flashlight on your device, whether it's a phone or whether it's a specific camera. I don't think we need the tournament referee to know what the problem was, surely.
Should see that he's in the hall as well.
Okuhara is complaining about flash photographing. Okay. Carolina, Paul.
Well, we could clearly see the flashlights, couldn't we, Steve? Because it was directly opposite us.
Play.
crucial, obviously, at this scoreline. Okay, that's one. 2 points away from the second game.
19,
And 3 big
17.
mistakes from MARIN. I think she's a little bit tensed.
Yeah.
Four mistakes.
Yeah. And it's 3 game point opportunities for Nozomi OKUHARA to send this to a third and
20.
deciding game.
Game point, 17.
Self-confidence is a fragile thing.
Yes, it is, isn't it? Missed it. And it is indeed one game all. 21-17.
Second game,
The second
won by
game.
Nozomi OKUHARA, 21-17. 1 game, goal.
51 minutes into the match, and the second game 21-17.
Any form of recording or video of those using mobile phones, smartphones, and cameras is strictly prohibited.
And it means that we will be treated to a third and deciding game. We thought this would be a good final, and it isn't disappointing. Living up to expectations. Well, I don't want to get ahead of myself, Steen, but I was saying in the introduction to this women's singles final that it was a chance for Japanese players to take 3 titles in one major tournament, and it only happened once throughout the 11 years of the Super Series. The Australian Open last year happened at a Super 500 event, the Thailand Open, earlier this year. But I think that's a reflection. Even if OKUHARA doesn't win, it's a reflection of the fact that Japan, across all 5 disciplines now, have a chance in all 5 disciplines at any
They
major.
can win.
They can win.
Yeah. They have a little bit of work to do yet in the mixed doubles. They haven't been able to follow up on that All England win, Watanabe and Higashino.
Play.
We also would like to see a second pair come through.
Yeah. But they have a very strong squad of women's singles players and women's doubles players, that's for certain. And the former world champion, Nozomi OKUHARA, getting this final game underway. Oh, that's going wide.
I think if MARIN comes out, if she can forget about those 5 mistakes and come out firing, she could do a knockout here in the first part of the third game. I think she's really spent, Nozomi OKUHARA.
Physically.
Yeah. Physically and mentally also. I'm going to make one prediction. She's not going to go far in China Open. So that's a cup of tea. If she's in 3rd round in China Open, I owe you one.
OKUHARA, that is. Yeah. Okay. Mine's an Earl Grey. This is not the start that OKUHARA wanted. But it is exactly what the reigning world and Olympic champion Carolina Marin would have hoped for. But 3 points is not a big enough cushion to relax, and in fact, as you were saying earlier, Steen, you can't afford to relax at all.
Good shot, fantastic shot.
Yeah.
Perhaps the hardest shot in badminton. Reverse slice.
3.
Gets it really, really short.
Service over.
Second or third mistake from below tape on the front court here in the third game from Okuhara.
It's landed in. That's good scrambling from Marin.
Okuhara. Okuhara. Thank you. Thank you. Carolina.
Now it's Okuhara who can't get the right length on her deep pushes.
It is, and that spot there in the backhand, she's produced a number of errors.
Oh yes.
7-1.
Well, this to me shows good character, Steen, from Carolina Marin, because, I mean, quite frankly, by her own very high standards, she was pretty awful at those last 5 rallies of the second game. And here she's come out in the third, and she's absolutely focused in, and she's absolutely blasted away. There's 7 of the first 8 points.
Question is, can she maintain that patience? Because, I mean, she's still there, Okuhara. She's not going away freely. Oi!
Oh, got the net cord, Carolina Marin.
8-1.
There'll be quite a delay while the court is mopped. Remarkably well to get a racket on the shuttle. Yes.
Okuhara.
We're going to see some backcourt play now from Okuhara to Marin's backcourt. Forward.
Oh, that's incredible.
9-1.
Taking it off the top of the tape. That's amazing. No wonder she's pleased with that. But no scream of delight.
10-1.
I find it difficult to believe there's a way back now for Okuhara.
Service over, 2-10.
That's just fantastic.
11-2 interval.
Angled
Change.
shot towards the backhand sides of Okuhara. And once again, Marin was so fast coming forward.
Yeah, she's just a split second late on it, Okuhara, and that makes all the difference.
Interesting that Fernando Rivas has hardly spent any time with her at all.
20 seconds.
We discussed the game plan. You're implementing it. Keep doing it. Sit down at the back of the court.
Yeah, the only thing is this. What about the length and the shots here?
Yeah.
What's the plan?
Eleven, 2. Play.
Points the advantage.
Good job.
Service over, 3-11. Thank you. Paulina. Good.
Lots of downward shots from Okuhara, I would expect, and then once in a while a cross clear as variation.
Oh, goodness. That is a little moment of magic. Perfection. And she'd played it with disguise as well, because Marin thought she was going to lift it to the back of the court.
Exactly.
Didn't go over.
That was
12-4.
really unlucky for Okuhara, because that would have put her in a good position, that shot. If not, outright winner. She doesn't have the energy to cope with Marin's attack. Okuhara, so she's got to try and control the rallies, try to play downwards, try to get to some 50-50 situations where she can play sharp at the net. challenged in flat game. That backhand there, defensive backhand, that has been the weak point of Okuhara today. She's made so many errors from there.
Well, one feels it has to be now or never.
Yeah, and Marin got a little bit impatient there again. What about a cross clear? That would have done a lot of damage. Because she's clearly in the movement over long distances. She's having the upper hand.
Service over, 15 all.
All, did he say? It was 15-5.
Yeah. 15 all or 15-4, I don't know.
Yeah. I remember her doing that in the opening game.
16.
Coming forward, looking as if she was going to kill it, and then just guiding the shuttle across court.
Carolina, do not go straight, lose your tower. Okuhara, tower. Okuhara, Okuhara, stop inside, please. Play.
She's running on empty.
Yes.
Okuhara.
Yeah. Yeah. You saw it even before the start of this deciding game.
A little bit impatient play from the front court by Marin. Especially if Okuhara had been in a little bit better condition, that would have been really dangerous.
Nope. Shuttle then being deflected by the net cord.
7-17.
Marin, in trying to readjust her shot, hit it well wide.
She stopped at 17 in the second game,
Middle.
Marin.
Okay, thank you.
So, right now she's created 7 mistakes from 17. 4 points away from the title. 5 mistakes in the second game, 2 here.
Late.
Oi.
Gosh, she did well
Service
to
over.
readjust to that shot, Marin.
18-7.
Because it got the net cord, Okuhara's shot. So now just 3 points away from a third title this year for Marin. What would be the first ever HSBC BWF World Tour title. Yeah, that's nice.
Service over. 18.
Clever play. That's about the first body smash I think we've seen from Okuhara.
It is.
9-18.
Going wide.
Yeah, and long.
Service over. 19-9. Play.
That was spinning viciously. You have to be careful on that. But it's match point opportunities
20.
now.
Match point.
And
9.
a whole host of opportunities to win back-to-back titles here at the Japan Open for Carolina Marin.
Service over. 10-20. Thank you. Thank you. It's okay. You just harder. Okay, thank you.
I have to say, it did occur to me as she was diving, you're so far in front, you don't need to risk injury by a dive. And then a slightly slippery patch on the court.
Some people just don't know when to give up.
No.
11-20.
This time, and Carolina Marin retains her title here at the Daihatsu Yonex Japan Open. Oh, a lovely moment between the two athletes as they embrace after the final. So Carolina Marin follows in the footsteps of Wang Yihan, who won back-to-back titles in 2008 and 9, and before her Zhang Ning, who won in 2005 and 6.
Match won by
Congratulated by
21-19,
Fernando
17-21,
Rivas.
21-11.
21-11 in the deciding game. An hour and 14 minutes. He's talking tactics, talking about what happens. She's required to give an on-court interview. But suddenly has refound the form.
ダイハツヨネックスジャパンオープン
as
女
ever.
子シングルス優勝しましたスペインのカロリーナ・マリン選手です。 先月世界一になり、その直後のこのジャパンオープン連覇達成、今のお気持ちお聞かせください。
So this is Carolina Marin, who just won the title of women's singles in Daihatsu Yonex Japan Open 2018. So this is the second consecutive win since the last World Championships. So how do you feel now?
ありがとうございます。Well, right now I feel really happy with my victory today here in Japan. For me, it was really important because here is where I have my main sponsor, Yonex. So thank you very much to Yonex. And thank you very much to all the Japanese fans that I have in here during this week. It was amazing to play in front of all of you. Thank you very much, everyone.
ありがとうございます。今回こちら日本というところで勝たせていただいて本当に嬉しく思っています。なぜなら私のメインスポンサーであるヨネックスのホームグラウンドとなりますので、やはり日本で勝てたこと、そして日本のファンの皆様で勝ったことは本当に嬉しい1週間でした。あと皆様もこちらの方で応援いただきましてありがとうございました。
この会場は2年後の東京オリンピックと同じ舞台にもなります。そこに向けても一つ大きな優勝になったのではないでしょうか。
So as you know, this venue will be the Tokyo Olympics venue after two years from now. So this is going to be a very meaningful winning victory for you.
Well, I think every player here that we've been playing this week, we were lucky that we have the opportunity to play in this stadium. So I think we are ready to play the Olympic Games. And for me, it was really special to win here because it will give me some good memory for the Olympic Games.
そうですね、今週プレーしたすべての選手がやはりこちらでプレーができたことっていうのはすごく重要だと思っていると思います。ですので私もそうなんですけれども、みんなオリンピックに向けて準備は万端かと思っていますけれども、特に私にとってはやはりこちらの方でプレーできて勝てたこと、これは非常に意味深いことだったと思います。
女子シングルス制しましたスペインのカロリーナ・マリン選手でした。ありがとうございました。
Carolina Marin from Spain, the winners of men's singles. Congratulations.
Yes, well, I should think an awful lot of players will be echoing those thoughts. How nice to be able to play in the Olympic venue 2 full years before the Olympic Games. Their confirmation of how Carolina Marin retained her title, 21-19, 17-21, 21-11 in the deciding game in a match lasting an hour and 14 minutes. Well, a first ever HSBC BWF World Tour title for Carolina Marin. And she will go up to number 6 on the race to Guangzhou standings after that victory.
女子シングルス表彰式を行います。
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready for the prize ceremony of the women's singles.
And in a moment onto the podium.
Runner
First
up
of all,
is Nozomi
the
OKUHARA of
2015 winner and the 2017 world champion, Nozomi
キャロ
OKUHARA.
リーナ・マリン選手、スペイン。
And winner is Carolina Marin from Spain.
And now Carolina Marin from
優勝賞金は49,000ドルです。
The winner earns a prize money of $49,000 US.
両選手本当に素晴らしい戦いでした。どうぞ皆様今一度大きな拍手をお送りください。
Was it great?
Finals is the men's doubles, and it features the winners from the last 2 years. So we have the defending champions and current world number ones, Marcus Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo, against the 2016 winners and reigning world champions, Li Jiahui and Liu Chen. That men's doubles is coming up in just a couple of minutes.